Imagine walking outside one day and seeing the last truly clear sunset. The last forest where birds still sing. The last ocean where life hasn't disappeared. The strange thing is, this isn't science fiction. It could become reality within our lifetime. We live on a planet filled with incredible beauty, yet we act as if it will always be here. Nature has become so familiar that most of us barely notice it anymore. Every single day, Earth creates sights that no technology could ever replicate. At any moment, hundreds of lightning strikes are happening somewhere in the atmosphere. Tropical rainforests contain millions of species of plants and animals, many of which scientists still haven't discovered. And the oceans produce more than half of the oxygen we breathe. Yet despite all of this, most people now spend nearly 90% of their lives indoors, surrounded by concrete, glass, and screens. We take photos of nature, but rarely take the time to truly experience it. We watch sunsets through our phone cameras. We scroll through messages while standing in places that people once traveled thousands of miles just to see. Nature hasn't disappeared. But it has slowly become background noise in our lives. And the reality is far more concerning than it seems. Every year, humanity destroys around 10 million hectares of forest. That's an area larger than many entire countries, disappearing every single year. In the past 50 years alone, wildlife populations across the planet have declined by more than 60%. Many species vanished before humans even realized they existed. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the ocean, could nearly disappear by the middle of this century as ocean temperatures continue to rise. But the problem isn't just the loss of beautiful places. It's the loss of our connection to the natural world. For thousands of years, humans evolved surrounded by forests, rivers, mountains, and open skies. But in just a few generations, we moved into cities and buildings and left that connection behind. Scientific studies show that even short periods of time spent in nature can reduce stress, improve focus, and strengthen the immune system. People who regularly spend time outdoors tend to feel calmer, think more clearly, and experience lower levels of anxiety. In other words, nature isn't just beautiful. It's essential for our well-being. And yet, we continue to treat it as something optional. Something distant. Something we assume will always be there. So why do we stop appreciating something so extraordinary? Part of the answer lies in how the human brain works. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. It means we quickly get used to things, even the most incredible things. What once amazed us eventually starts to feel normal. Mountains stop feeling majestic. The sound of waves becomes just another sound. Even a sky full of stars can start to feel ordinary. Our brains constantly search for new stimulation. New notifications. New information. New entertainment. And while we chase the next digital experience, the greatest wonder on Earth continues quietly around us, unnoticed. Nature doesn't disappear all at once. It fades slowly. First there are fewer birds. Then fewer insects. Then the night sky becomes harder to see because of light pollution. The changes happen so gradually that each generation begins to see the new world as normal. And that might be the most dangerous part. Because the greatest loss is often the one we barely notice. Maybe the greatest tragedy for humanity won't be that nature disappears. Maybe it will be that we only realize its true value once it becomes rare. One day, clean air, quiet forests, and truly dark night skies may become luxuries rather than everyday experiences. The planet itself has survived ice ages, massive volcanic eruptions, and asteroid impacts. Earth will most likely survive us too. The real question is whether we will preserve a world where humans still feel connected to the natural beauty that shaped our existence. So the next time you see a sunset, or hear the wind moving through the trees, try not to reach for your phone. Just stop for a moment. Look around you. And remember that the beauty surrounding us today may not always be here tomorrow. Sometimes the most extraordinary things in our world are also the most fragile. And the future of that beauty depends on whether we choose to notice it before it slowly disappears.